everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division in the Great Outdoors Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, so let's go. Before we start, you can find timestamps in the video description down below, so if you don't want to listen to this intro, press the timestamp for hole number 1 and get going. When it comes to this tournament, you can find all the content for the Great Outdoors on golfclashtommy.com. Obviously, you can find other content as well, so check it out. Use the contact page to send in whatever feedback, whatever question you might have about the game. Also, if you do want to get the updated text guide, sign up on Patreon. You can find the link to patreon.com/golfclashtommy in the video description down below as well. Last but not least, don't forget to thumbs up before you stop watching. That is much appreciated. So, we're gonna go and watch the playthrough for Expert. And I have this as a shorter version, showing you the shots that I do want to display, trying to give you the information without missing something. Shot number 1 for hole number 1. 20% extra 2-0, max topspin, and as much side spin to the left possible. Because the wind is angled towards northeast, and then we want to prevent the ball from, if, let's say, with a grate to the right, we do want to prevent our ball from going out into the rough to the right by using the side spin to the left. A small amount of curl to the left as well with max overpower. And this is going to carry our ball far, and we're going to gain enough distance to get ourselves down towards being in short iron position. This is just going to be just exactly in short iron position. Many of the times you're going to be in long iron position, and that's something that we will of course go for when we are there. But of course, if we can get into short iron position, that's going to be the best. Second shot, 2 bars of backspin, and I'm playing this one 10% extra, 1-0. So 10% extra, and we're going to play this one for a maximum distance plus 0.4. So I actually play this one 6.5 when it should be 6.1. But the reason I play it a little bit more is to compensate for the push that we're getting from the crosswind. Boom! Then we go to hole number 2. 30% extra, and we're going to play the rough bump. A Kingmaker or another wind resistance ball is going to be preferred. And here we do want to play this one with 3 bars of topspin here. 2 bars is too little, so 3 bars is perfect. And in this case, I'm using 4 bars of side spin to the right, or sorry, 4.5 bars. And I would say 4 will be enough, because this shot has a tendency to miss on the right side. Maximum distance with a 30% extra adjustment, and then we're going to take our shot going towards the rough bump. And if you're going to play with a ball with wind resistance, make sure that that ball has at least side spin too. Getting that shot very close, and I have no doubt that you will be able to dial that one in going forward. Hole number 3, 20% extra 2-0. And here, as we do have crosswind, I would suggest you to use as much topspin that you do have on your club. And in this case, we do have 6 bars, and I would say even if you have a little bit more, with maybe an Apocalypse level 6 or with an Apocalypse level 7 or a Thor's Hammer that has more topspin, use that topspin as well, as in crosswind it's better to then, if so, back up your target and take the topspin so you have an easier time to adjust. When you do make your adjustment, the trees will be in your way. So zoom out so you can see it properly, and then take it from there. Great shot to the left is not what we wanted, but it's okay, and we can work with that. Second shot, we're going to play with the sniper, and when we do not have enough distance with the first shot, I would say that it's suggested to play with topspin to make sure that you're reaching over. So first we stretch out to see how many rings will it be into overpower. Then we do adjust with no elevation adjustment, no extra. And then we push it up in the end, those 2 rings that we did need as a start. Then we take the shot, and also don't forget the side spin. Max side spin to the right here is very, very important. Get the ball to get down there, but you know, frankly, this is not going to be an albatross hole. We're going to see this as an eagle hole, but of course, if we do make a good drive, then we're going to be doing that well. Here for the rough bump, we're going to play with a little bit less than 2 bars of backspin. Max side spin to the right, and we do want the ball guideline to show to be around 1 to 1.5 green square to the right of the pin. Reason for that is because the kick that we're getting from the rough there is going to put us a lot to the left. So we do need to have that in mind. Now when we do have a very low wind, we will have to just have in mind that it might be good to use a little bit of overpower if you do in the end have like a 9.5 or some very unlucky wind there. I'm not sure it's gonna be necessary, but it's something to at least have in mind. 10% extra and then you're gonna be fine. Hole number 5 here, and hole number 5, it's going to be we're just gonna go full blast, max overpower, max topspin, as much side spin to the left possible, and then we're gonna go with around 1 ball of curl. If you do have a club that gives you less curl, then use maximum curl, but maximum 1 ball of curl. Try to gain as much distance as possible up here on this fairway, and then you're gonna have a good chance for an eagle. 10% extra is a must as well. So now we're going to play the second shot, and here we're going to play it under adjusted 20%. So it's uphill 20. That is very, very valuable. So we aim for the back end of the cup, and then we're going to adjust our reins. And in this case, with a 20% under adjustment, it's going to be around 2.5 reins. And then it's time to take our shot. And when it's so much uphill here, it's very important that you aim for the back end of the cup, as you have a tendency to go short and then hit the pin and then fall back. But then this green, it doesn't really matter if you go short or you go long, you're still going to... For hole number 6, we're going to play 20% extra and with a power 3 ball. Power 3 ball is crucial, as otherwise we will not be able to get over to the second fairway. Max topspin, and I'm here using 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the right. You can choose yourself, but I like to use somewhere between 2 to 3 bars. We adjust, we push up to max, and then we're going to play max overpower. And here it would be max overpower no matter what driver you have, but I would suggest you use the driver with the most distance possible. Sure, if you have a Apocalypse 6 or 7, you might need to take it a little bit easy so you're not going too far. Power 4 ball would be a suggestion here as well, then you of course have to reduce the overpower. Shot number 2, here we're going to be in minimum distance of our club. And in this case here, I'm going to use the topspin that is needed to get the ball guideline towards the hole. So straight to the hole, and then we're going to adjust for minimum distance with nothing extra. So yes, I've changed my mind here, so I'm not playing this one 10% extra. I'm not adding anything or subtracting anything, trying to get this one dialed in. This is one of many rough bumps in this tournament, and it's definitely going to be a good chance for us to get this one in the hole. So we roll, we get a nice speed, but we still miss to the right there. Something to think about in going forward. Hole number 7, and here we have a very tricky wind, I would say. And I would still want to play here on the top. And if you're going to play with a power 3 ball, the Goliath might be the better option. But as we do have headwind, and we don't really know what the wind strength is going to be going forward, then I would suggest to play with a Katana ball to use the sniper. We're going to play with the red ring by the rough line in this example, using max side spin and 1.5 bar backspin aiming straight at the pin. Once adjusting down into the bunker, we need to push up our target around 1 ring to make sure we compensate for the loss of distance we're getting going down to a lower trajectory. And in this case, we over adjust 10%, and as you can see, I missed to the left. So we do need to move and put our yellow ring by the rough line instead of the red to just make that switch. And then we're gonna be golden. That is at least what I believe. Hole number 8, quarterback time. And here, the only plan for me is to get this ball to the green or the fringe or the fairway. I don't care if I get this one in the hole or not. Sure, I would be super happy if I would be getting a hole-in-one on this par 4, but in the end, this is just a way for me to get this one to the green. I'm aiming very close to the rough line because we do have headwind and we're going to have a minor compressed ball guideline to think about. Adjust for maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and as you can see for the spin, I was using 5 bars of topspin with as much side spin to the left, and I always do that when I play this hole. If I have a wind left to right, I use as much side spin to the left possible. If I have a wind coming right to left, then I'm gonna use as much right spin as possible to just compensate for the push we're getting from the bounce. Hole number 9, and here we're going to play with the driver that gives us distance but also topspin. For those of you playing with Apocalypse level 5 plus, have an advantage over those playing with an extra mile. But an extra mile level 8 is going to be very valuable here as well, using 6 bars of topspin, which is the maximum, combined with 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the right. Then we make our adjustment, we push up to have to use as little overpower as possible, and then we use just like a 10 to 20% of overpower. Don't forget that the drive is no extra. We're not gonna have to add or subtract anything for elevation for the first shot. Now we did get enough distance due to our great drive, and then we're going to adjust for the rough bump. And here, this rough bump is something I do believe we're going to see a lot of players dialing it in, because it's a flat fairway, it's a flat green, and if we're just getting the speed correct, I do believe we're going to see a lot of albatrosses on hole number 9. I'm using 3 bars topspin, leaving the ball guideline slightly short, but as you will notice now, I would be needed to leave it a little bit shorter as I'm coming in too hot. Elevation for the second shot is going to be 10% extra, so make sure that you add that, otherwise it's risk that you go too far and going to miss the rough completely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this playthrough for Expert, and once again, all the content for the Great Outdoors Tournament you can find on golfclashtommy.com. Sign up for the updated text guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Links for everything like that in the video description down below. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and take your time, hit thumbs up as well before you go. And I say thank you, and I wish you the best of luck in the Great Outdoors Tournament.